Tao means the way of nature. How can human react with the nature and use their energy? Human now come to one level that they have too much material world. We get so sick because our mind all out. And we never go inward and let the brain control all the system running proper way.
So they need to concentrate more on those internal organs, the internal force.
That we call back to the body wisdom.
The sexual energy is very powerful.
25% of the energy is stored in the sexual organ. But the Tao way, we learn how to transform it. This is the most powerful healing power for every organs.
I have 2 young boys, and I want to teach them that their sexual organs are not bad. It's okay to touch them.
Father have to teach their son initiation of boyhood. And the Tao said, if you learn how to control ejaculation, your mind power increase double.
What bothers you about the world? Are you worried about where we're going?
No. This world beautiful. The first thing, I love myself, and now I have more energy. I look at everything is more beautiful.
They say that the human race is doomed, that we have lost touch with our true nature, that the media has corrupted us, and that the planet has no future. I disagree. I believe that humanity is full of hope, and that our salvation lies within each one of us. My name is Brian Rose, and my job is to listen, the oldest method of learning known to man. Each week I seek out individuals that are changing the world, people who are living and thinking in a different way. Their stories will challenge your beliefs, make you question your choices, and perhaps inspire you to change. I never planned on doing any of this, but now I can't stop. Join me on this mission and make humanity something we can all be proud of.
Mantak Chia is back in the building, and he's here to tell us that we're unbalanced as a society. We need to get back in touch with the Tao, with our own energy and our Qi, and to be present. And Mantak really has been there and done that. He also tells this incredible story of how he learned how to be a Taoist master at 12 years old. It's something out of a Kung Fu movie. And of course, we talked about sexual energy and how we can all tap into this life force and make ourselves more creative. And he even told me that I'm gonna have to sit down with my young sons and teach them about their own sexual organs and their own sexual energy. This is important stuff, folks. I've learned so much from Mantak Chia about the multi-orgasmic man and all that stuff, and it's all in this episode. You can't miss it. And I'm a bit of a teacher myself. I actually personally mentor students inside the London Real Academy. We take their passions and turn it into a business. I teach them how to get up on stage and speak publicly. I teach them how to start their own podcast and connect with incredible people like Mantak Chia. All of that happens inside the Academy. Here's a little bit more about what we do.
London Real doesn't stop when the conversation ends. You see, that's when we get started. Because everything begins with a thought, and then comes the action. The London Real Academy is our global transformation platform. Here we bring together thousands of students from over 75 countries. Whether you want to build a profitable business from your passion, or learn to speak to inspire, or broadcast yourself with your very own podcast, or accelerate your life to become a high-performance person, we have the online accountability course and personal mentoring program that will make your dream a reality. Join us, and we'll take your life to the next level, together. Our next accelerator course is starting soon.
This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Master Mantak Chia, the Taoist Master, author, and healer who teaches people how to empower themselves through the cultivation of their Qi energy. This is your third appearance on London Real, and last time you performed my Chinese astrology reading, and we discussed the 5 elements of fire, earth, metal, water, and wood, and how they directly related to my personal energy. Today, I want to go deeper on the philosophy of Taoism, learn about your darkroom therapy, Taoist nutrition and fasting, and of course, I think we're going to talk about our favorite subject, sex and sexual energy. Master Chia, welcome back to London Real.
Thank you.
You are a hardworking man. You're constantly traveling the world. You know, you're here in London. I know you go on to Europe. You know, why are you so in demand in this world?
I've been traveling for nearly 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah, it never haven't quit yet. But when you see people, and they're really happy when they see me, you know, this and I like them, you know. So and I see them get better, happier, and they come. A lot of them when come, they always come for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So you just miss them.
Right. And, you know, this world is changing. You know, we see technology, social media, you see a lot of wealth. You know,
Yes.
I know you visit cities like New York City and Shanghai, and you teach people with lots of wealth, billionaires and things like that. What direction do you see us going as humans? And what do you see?
I think humans now come to one level that they have too much material world. And they think that there must be another thing, not only the material world that we have now. So people are started to think that they need some kind of thing to feel not only the body with we call energy, and there's more a spiritual way of thing, you know. Or they say the soul and spirit need this spiritual energy. We need the spiritual energy.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So even though they're obsessed with wealth, and there's countries like China where there's a lot of new wealth,
Right.
and we're obsessed with social media and Instagram and followers,
right.
but we still know deep down inside something's missing.
I'm missing, yes.
Okay. And we have to connect with our energy somehow.
Because now the whole problem is people don't have energy. Like all these rich people, all they do is they use all the energy to make money, and they run out of energy. And when it's just like in the Tao we always look at human like a battery. Actually, we know that it's like the abdominal area. It's a whole big pack of rechargeable battery, we call bio battery. And people, when the organ, so whole important part when the organ are run down, and the digestion, absorption, and elimination, actually the whole system is a battery. And inside there, like negative, positive, like battery can be charged.
Okay.
And people just run out their battery, and the battery very hard to recharge again. And now they get big trouble. Yeah.
And so they need to concentrate more on those internal organs, the
Right.
internal force.
We call in the Tao, we call back to the body wisdom.
Back to the body wisdom.
Yeah, because people are so much, nowadays people are 95 to 99% is out. Everything out. Mobile, telephone, everything is out.
Looking outwards.
Looking out. But our body not built that way. The brain and the body, the brain is like controller. So constantly, whatever you busy, the brain still have to work with the digestion, absorption, the hormone, the heartbeat, the lung breathing. The brain have to control it. Okay, but so now when we get so sick because our mind all out, everything out, and we never actually go inward and let the brain control all the system running proper way. Like a subway in London, and the controller is just not there.
Okay.
I just go around somewhere.
You know, I've had a lot of guests here that have talked about the body. Ido Portal is a movement expert from Israel who said, go into the body to find truth and peace. Elliot Hulse said, the body is the mind. He said that. Many of my wise guests, like you, have said, concentrate on this body, pay attention to it. Whereas, like you said, you know, in this world in the last 100 years, it's all brain power. What can I figure out? What can I do? What can I accomplish? And we get kind of sick being up here and looking out. And now you see everyone on the mobile phone, right? In big cities.
Now children, catching up now. You give them the mobile telephone, they cannot put it down.
Is that
So
a dangerous,
very dangerous
way to raise children? Yes.
Right.
You grew up in Hong Kong, 12 years old, no mobile phones.
Yeah, no, nothing there.
Right?
Yeah.
That would have been a different experience with that. Talk to me about Taoism, because we've never really talked about it. And I think it's hard for people to understand Taoism because, you know, there aren't necessarily stories like and characters in the Bible and dogmas and things. It's this kind of, not a religion, but it's a philosophy that's also kind of hard to identify, right? What is it?
Yeah, the Taoism, Tao means the way. So the Taoist said the way of nature. Okay, so the Tao so the original the Tao go back to very long. Okay, and now I belong to the lineage of a practical Tao that the Taoist Master in the cave that practice. And in China, you have about 30, 40 different branches of Tao because it's so big. And the population is any given of time to be a few thousand years, you still have 100 million, 200 million people over there. So it's a big population. Okay. So there are many people practicing the Tao. And they are, because it's big, so they have many branches and every different kind of belief. But I studied from my master, he called the practical Tao. And they try to see that the nature, what is the nature? So we said the nature, your body, how your organ, your body go along with the nature. How your body and your organ go with the universe. And they study how the universe move and how the nature comes. It's the 4 seasons and all these things combined together. How can human react with the nature and the universe? Not go against it, but live with it and feel the energy and use the energy of the nature for your energy.
Okay, so get back in touch with nature.
Nature, yes.
You know, the older I get, Master Chia, the more that I connect with nature. And I find that, you know, every weekend in London, I go to Hampstead Heath, which is a kind of a big park, and I run in the park and I jump in the pond and I feel charged. But, you know, scientifically, it doesn't make sense. You know, and I have a degree in engineering, and my degree tells me that it doesn't make a difference if I go into nature. But I feel more calm. I feel connected when I'm there. What's happening? And what's happening with water? I'm very attracted to water.
The nature, we call, sometimes now we know that the tree or the park or the forest or the water, so that's why sometimes we say they have certain kind of ozone, certain type of negative charge energy. And the tree is very important because the tree, now we know that, everybody knows that the tree, when we inhale, when we exhale, the tree takes out our CO2. Now we also know very clear that when we walk in the nature, it takes a lot of our negative energy. So people, when they're so negative, so much stress, if they go into the nature and to the tree and walk, the tree actually take our negative and processing it. The earth also take our negative and process it. But now we are living in the concrete jungle. Now we have no way to get out. the heat that we have in the body and emotional, we have no way to get out. So it's just like pushing us and people get crazy. And very emotional, very sick because we haven't exchanged with the nature. Like the nature and the earth is and our emotional. So in the Tao said, our emotional, if we understand that we grow up with sin, so we think that emotional, bad, negative emotional, very extreme emotional is sin. But in the Tao said, no. If you look at the ongoing emotional like organic emotional, it's the same thing like the organic garbage. If you put back to the ground composes it. If you pile the organic garbage in somewhere and don't do anything, worm, mold, fungus, and worm coming out and fly everywhere in all things. But if you put it into the ground, the same thing like the whole human is that when we live in the concrete jungle too much, emotional no way to get out, so we dump on each other.
We dump on each other. Okay. And so with the Tao, you don't judge the emotions.
No.
And you try to kind of recycle those emotions.
Right.
Whereas in these Abrahamic religions, we judge them and call them sin.
Yes.
And then we have to repent and there's guilt. And you're saying we transfer these negative emotions to each other.
Yes. But you dump on me, I dump on you, and
Right.
it never finish.
You know, I had a plant medicine ayahuasca shaman here in London, and I did some ceremonies, and we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But she said that she didn't want to be in London because it was so much emotional energy, but
Yeah.
she said that the plants said she had to be in London
Uh-huh.
to heal everyone because that's where they needed that energy to go somewhere.
Right.
So with the Tao, we try to look at us as humans just being part of nature, to understand the cycles of nature and these 5 elements that we talked about, and to try to have a relationship with nature and be a part of it, and understand our emotions and don't try to bottle them up or say this is wrong or this is bad. Okay.
Because the whole Tao said yin yang, mean negative and positive have to find a balance. The same thing in the West, they discover the same yin yang, or we call pH balance. So that means pH balance, you have the water have the pH balance, you can drink them every day. And the soil have the pH balance in order to grow things better. And our saliva have the pH balance. Our urine have to be pH balance. Our blood have to be pH balance. If our balance not good, too acid or too alkaline is not good. So balancing is the key. So the Tao said emotional. It said this is sin. So now what you do? Want to get rid of the sin. Okay, now you cannot get rid of it. So in the Tao said you cannot get rid of the negative, otherwise the positive cannot stay.
Right.
So the negative and positive have to balance. So the negative push the positive, and it's like a cycle. You push me, I push you, you push me, I push you. And for million and billion years, and nobody win and nobody lose.
Right.
We call the yin-yang balance.
Okay.
So there's no negative, no positive, only balance. Now when we say sin, that means one energy too extreme. So the whole Tao said, all you have to do is walk away to balance. When it's going to start too extreme, pull them back. Too low, pull them up and try to balance it. So balancing emotional is easy than get rid of it.
Right.
Or learn how to get the excess emotional and recycling them and look at them as organic garbage, organic emotional. Right. If people think that, oh my God, I dump all the garbage to the earth. No. If we dump organic garbage into the earth composed to fertilize, and they can grow everything. If we take all the organic out of the ground, now the ground dry and cannot grow anything. So the people never, if they understand that organic emotional can be let go to the earth, we don't hold in us and we get sick. Especially if you too long in the countryside, a jungle, all the emotional, no way to get out. And people get crazy.
Yeah. And a lot of times we judge our emotions. That's bad and that's good. But that's not the way of the Tao.
No.
The Tao doesn't judge. It's humans that judge things, right? Like you said, for billions of years, nature happens. There's no good or bad. There's no right or wrong. There's
Only
no life.
balance.
There's just a balance, and everything is this cycle of life.
Right.
And the more people I talk to, Master Chia, the more I realize that this is everywhere. And we did a movie about one of my guests, and we looked at the dark side that we all have, and how we can embrace our dark side, and understand it, and not necessarily just judge it.
Yeah, find a balance of it.
Right.
Yeah, but don't let it go extreme either way.
Okay, so watch both extremes,
Right.
because otherwise it can get
It's just find that juggling every day, not let it too extreme.
right. What's the biggest challenge that most of the people that come to your seminars have when they walk in? What is it the thing that's really stopping them? Is it stress? Is it their technology devices? Is it being too much in the news? What is their biggest problem?
I think that the biggest problem is they're drained out.
Okay.
And the first thing I address to them that, hey, your battery is nearly so low, and you never learn how to rechargeable your battery, because the battery is like a bio battery can have life and can charge. Yeah.
Okay. So get them into their human battery.
That is the first thing. And the next thing is the emotional.
Okay.
Because everybody have emotional, and now, and when I talk to them, hey, emotional, don't afraid of it. You just find the balance. It's too much. So oftentimes it's like garbage. You pile there so long, and you don't do anything. It get mold, get everything, and worm coming out and fly everywhere. Now it's too late. We call the toxic emotional.
Okay.
So you have to get rid of it.
How do you get rid of it?
So you just have to delete it. So we have the book called the EMDR and the Universal Tao, because they discover that a delete we human have a copy key and have a delete key. But we grow up, we think we don't have a delete key. We only have copy key. Okay. So when people make you angry, you remember, angry, you remember. So remember and remember. But when we come to the way of get rid of it, we don't know what to do with it. So the memory keep on in us. And then when it get to one level, it bugging us on day and night. But they never know that, hey, a simple practice of forgive, forget, let go, connecting to the earth, and change the mind that the emotional that I have now is organic garbage. An organic emotional, I can let go to the earth. And the mother will take it because the mother needs this organic energy to compose and to become her energy. And that is a very important part in the Tao practice.
Okay. How do I let that energy into the earth? Meditation, movement?
A simple practice, like if we do it now, you see, if all you do, you just rub the hand warm,
Okay.
and put on the knee. Okay.
Okay.
When you put on the knee, the whole key is that the palm, our palm, and the bubble spring palm, we call the bubble spring, or the sole of the feet.
Okay.
Palm and palm, they connect.
Okay.
So but the bubble spring, when we connect this and connect this, now you're connecting to the earth.
Okay.
And it no matter how high are you, the earth energy can go up to 2 or 3 miles high.
Okay.
So you just sit and you just relax and you rock yourself, rock from the sitting bone, and you say, and you keep on thinking, relax, forgive, forget, and let go. It's a training that you must forgive, forget, and let go, and let go the organic emotional. Organic emotional is the emotional that we accumulate them every day, but not too long. If too long, become toxic garbage.
Okay.
So you think about forgive, forget, and let go. If you so you said I am letting go my angry, I letting go my hatred, I letting go my jealousy, envy, frustration, and the impatient, hastiness. So you just let go, and if you feel that your palm and soul connect, now you have it.
Okay. So the soles of your feet and your palm should be connecting.
Yeah, and you just rock and
Okay.
just smile and just forgive, forget, and let go.
Okay.
Let go the angry, jealousy, envy, and frustration. Just think about it, and think that this emotional is an organic emotional, and the Mother Earth will take it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
It's the connecting. It's the connection.
Connecting back to earth. All right. I recommend to everybody to try that right now. Just to sit down and put the hands on the knees and
that's alone. If they do about 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, they feel that, hey, I release something out.
right.
Because people, when they don't do anything, it hold.
And it adds up and adds up and adds up. And that's
And-
where that emotional garbage comes
Right.
from. And then you get the flies and the worms. So unless you put it back into the earth,
And it composes.
right, then it composes and recycles. Okay.
And when we have too much emotional, we hide in the closet. We put all the garbage in under the bed. We put the garbage. We don't want people to know, so we just put it under the bed, under the pillow, under the closet, and everywhere.
But it comes out. It
It's
does
gonna
come
come
out.
out.
It comes out, and it comes out in ways we don't want and
Yeah.
ways we don't even know.
Right.
Right.
So this is the practice
Okay.
that we call emotional wisdom.
Okay.
That people have to you have to have the wisdom that this emotional is not seen, and you can deal with it, you can delete it, and all these things, So after that we go into the deleting process, because the toxic garbage is it's like a memory. It's not seen. It's a memory. Okay, a memory is in. So in the Tao we believe that it's in organ. So organ by organ by organ, now we know that the second brain, they have what we call it can recording the experiences and respond to emotional. That is a brain.
Right here, and this is our
In the
gut.
gut, yes.
It's a second brain.
And
it's got
now
intelligence,
they discover,
memory.
right, and they can store emotional, but in the Taoism they separate them out. They say, hey, liver store angry, heart liver store angry, jealousy, envy, frustration.
Right.
So now you need to do the liver sound, and you need to forgive, forget, and let go the angry. You just forgive and let go, forgive and forget and let go, but you need a receptor. That is the earth.
Okay.
If you have no receptor, you take out, no way to get
Right.
out.
So you must be connected to the ground
The
while you're
ground.
doing this. Okay.
Right.
And the first time I met you, we did some massaging of the organs.
Yes.
We did some breathing. We
Right.
smiled at our organs
Right.
as well. Can you describe what that means to smile at the organs?
The whole key is that because now there more and more understand that the organs, they work as a team. Okay? And now if you look at the immune system, our organ, actually every organ is very important training camp. So all the gut system is, and the tissue is a training camp for all the B lymphocyte. And big liver, kidney also is a training camp. Because when our defense system come out, they're just a normal soldier. They just a special defense system come out. They don't have any knowledge, or we call they don't have a program. So I had to go to this organ to train. To train, that means actually they put a chip actually. Just put a chip in it. And they become commando.
Okay.
So, and we know, everybody know now that the thymus gland is training a very special commando. Killer cell, suppressor cell, and helper cell, that's all training from, there is a training camp. But the biggest antibody is training in our organ.
Okay.
Because that is the biggest training camp. So when we infection, they see that when we get infection so much, now the doctor, now a lot of doctor admit that, hey, all the doctor can do or the hospital and doctor can do is only 30%. We actually heal ourselves 70%.
Okay.
That's a lot, you know.
Okay.
So, but the whole key is the organs. The organ, when they have to work as a team, they cannot go against each other. We call counteract each other. So, for example, if the heart too big and too much energy, but the kidney, but the lung, or we call metal, are very weak. So the fire going to melt the lung and melt the metal down. Now we get worse. And we know now that a lot of medicine, okay, you take a medicine to cure the liver, it will counteract all the digestion system. So now there's so many warning in everywhere, in the pharmacy, in Google, when you take and it's a law in America now. The doctor, if you give any medicine, if they have any counteract other organ, you must tell your patient. So now we are running in a counteract organ. So when one organ counteract the other organs, you get an internal conflict. When we get an internal conflict, now we are destroying a training camp. So our soldier that come out become a stupid soldier, and he don't know how to fight the war.
Okay. So stop relying on the medicine and start taking care of your organs.
Not say totally, but sometimes you need it because the body, the Western medicine can stabilize the worst situation, but the other 70% is the body heal it. That is, so usually when they stabilize, you just sleep and you recover. That's how the doctor cannot do anything. It's our own defense system are recovering us back. But all the defense system and all the thing is depending on the organ work as a team. So in the Tao state, so when we do the inner smile, we have to smile inwardly because this is your organ. And the mind have nervous system connecting to the organ. So if you can see the image of it, like the heart, okay, and they go along with the small intestine. So if you see the image, the heart, and you smile to the heart, but the Tao said the heart store love, joy, happiness. So if you want love, joy, happiness, you smile to the heart, and it releasing love, joy, happiness.
Okay.
That is the key. So now when we release this energy, you can radiate them down into the spleen, pancreas. We said the fire burn and creating the earth. So the fire burn to ashes and add up the earth.
Which is the spleen.
The spleen.
Okay, right.
And the spleen, so we said the heart will nurture the spleen until it grow up, until the spleen have a lot of earth. So when you dig in the earth, you find metal, and that is the lung.
Okay.
Lung and large intestine. And when you smile to the lung, feel the lung grow up and big. So we call a metal getting strong and big. You're attracting the water down. And it add in, so we call the metal give birth to the water, and that is the kidney. So we call the kidney. Right. So the kidney on the back here. So one give birth, we call creating cycle. One give birth to another one one get over to another one. So when the water have enough, it gather a lot in the bladder. Now when you put the water into a tree, there is the liver.
Okay.
Now the liver grow. Now when the liver grow, we have enough wood to burn the fire. Now is a cycle complete.
Okay.
But nowadays we are not doing that. We take one organ and destroy the other organ. Now our ecology, our creating cycle stop. When it stop, now the defense system gone. Because when 5 major pair of organs work as a team, we are very, very strong. You cannot break them. And the whole key is that we never understand the creating cycle and never actually smile into the organ and send them love, send them energy, and let them start to grow each other. Like if you have a chicken, you have a hen and rooster, and you say, I'm hungry, I eat you. So you kill the hens, tomorrow you don't have egg. But if you don't kill the hen and you let them lay egg 1 month, you have 22 eggs, 24 eggs. And they hatch in few months, you have a lot of chicken and rooster. And another few months, you have a lot of chicken and egg to eat. That is creating cycle.
Okay.
But the problem we have now is we kill them or we destroy them. Now the cycle stops.
Okay, so we need to constantly, daily, smile on our organs, massage them too. I mean,
Right.
the hands are the most amazing tool of
Right.
humans.
We've got healing hand.
You taught me this, is that I would have never thought to massage my liver and my spleen and my kidneys. And
Right.
you do that while you're smiling, and you do them in a pattern,
Yeah,
right?
you spiral, for example, the heart, we spiral. And sometimes you feel something wrong, you can just lightly rub it. And you can feel that, hey, the energy are flow. A lot of people in the ribcage have very painful. And because when people have so much hatred and impatience, because the heart is very hot, and we have a pericardium we call cooling down system. So when the heart hatred is very hot, no way to get out. So when you know way to get out, this heat and the hatred will have to dump it out, and it dump into the ribcage. So a lot of time people just work on the sternum and ribcage is very pain.
Okay.
Because actually a lot of emotional hatred, impatience, hastiness, arrogance is all stuck in the ribcage.
Okay.
We call I hate you into the bone.
Into the bone. I have a tendency, I think, to kind of close my heart, to be protected from the world. And I always try to open my heart. I always try to remember to open my heart and allow things in.
Right.
Because I feel it sometimes I keep I shut down.
For example, we said, if you think about that, the universe always have negative and positive. Okay? So we say, okay, I smile to the universe. I want love, joy, happiness, unconditional love. So you inhale love, joy, happy, unconditional love into my heart. Now the heart can multiply. So you bring it in and you spiral. You spiral, and let it shining and radiant. So the first thing we want them to shining and radiant out into organ by organ by organ.
Okay.
And you breathe again, inhale. Unconditional love, a joy, happy coming in, and you spiral. Now it's spiral. When it spiral, it multiply. So you spiral and spiral. Now when it multiply, you shining radiant out to another organ, another organ, another organ. Now when you have enough, you can give. So you coming in, exhale, shining radiant out to the people around you. And you gradually radiant out to your family, to the people around you. That is how the heart, but we cannot just open it and just, I love you, but you don't have a supply coming back.
Okay.
So in the Tao, always concerned that fire burning, if you burn for a while, one day the fire gonna finish. So you need to have the liver, we call wood, to supply the fire to burn. But the wood need the kidney water to nourish. But the kidney need a metal to draw more water, so you have more water. And the metal need the earth to nourish and have more metal. And the earth need the hot fire to burn. So now it's a support.
Right.
It's a cycle that you help me, I help you. Now they are not fighting. The whole problem we have is organ fighting, we call internal conflict.
Okay. All right. And so people need to understand this is a daily practice, to breathe in this unconditional love, to radiate it onto the organs, to
Right.
massage the different organs. And last time we were here, we did some breathing. We also brought the spinal fluid up from the base up into the head and did some of this. And that's
Yes,
all.
the crane neck.
Okay. That's all part of that.
The crane neck and the turtle neck.
Okay.
Because this is what we call by the tree of life. In the Tao we call this is like the brain and the spinal cord and all the nerves is like a root.
Okay.
And it's extended. So if we don't take care of the brain and spinal cord fluid flow well, because it separate circulation than the heart circulation. Because people nowadays, when they don't care about their body, they don't know. So the Tao said, listen, we have 21 pumps, but we end up with only one pump, the heart pump, and that is too much. Okay? I mean, this guy is too. This guy is so poor. It starts from we said about 4 weeks conception. The heart pumping,
Okay.
pump, until the end of our life. So the Tao say, hey, you have to help them. So the Tao said you have 3 little heart actually in the leg. Okay, you have with the calf here is 1 little heart, and this thigh muscle is another 2nd little heart, and this the butt here is because big muscle.
Right.
But when we sit too long, so now I think Harvard University they discovered that a new kind of cancer. The new kind of cancer that people sit too long, and the circulation. But we have to separate out to talk. The circulation is when we sit. Because the three fold. One fold, the blood and the blood vessel back here being fold. It don't fold back. And the second fold is on the groin area, the femoral pulse cannot fold. So now you hold all big muscle, the calf, the blood hole. So now there can be 1/3 of the body blood hold here and cannot go back. And we sit on the butt, all the blood cannot flow back. Now you only have a 1/4 workforce, and now you reduce a lot of workforce because they have to carry oxygen, nutrition, but this big muscle take a lot of blood. So we call exercise of 3 little heart. It's very simple. You people just have to stand up and stand up. So very simple. You see, you stand up and you stand on. You stand on the toe. You stand up. You stand on the toes.
Yeah.
And you put down the heel. Now, when you stand up, your calf and you're tightening the butt.
Okay.
Tightening the butt a little bit. Now the circulation go back.
Okay.
And relax. So when you relax on the heel, you feel a vibration up to the head.
Okay.
So that is we call activate 3 little heart.
Okay.
It's very simple.
All right.
Because people can, if they every time they sit too long, they do this, they actually activate 3 little heart because the heart is here and the blood going down. And when we sit, all this blood that go down to the leg cannot come back. So that people when get to one level, all the blood clot, the vein clot, all in the leg because it cannot come back and they die.
Okay. So this is just different ways we engage the pumps
The pump.
in our body. And
Right.
that's really important.
Yeah, because if people just do that often, stand up, do a few times, sit down, it's only a few seconds, And now you feel that, hey. Or sometimes if you go straight like this and release, go straight like this and release.
Right.
Now you work on this and this.
Okay, using
Or
those.
you slap them. Because this muscle we call the little heart.
The little heart, okay.
This is the heart.
Okay.
So the Tao, they say this little heart is very important. Okay. Because human is stand up and the heart here. Blood flow down is very easy. But we come back, have gravitation. So now, because it go down, this muscle, they have to feed this muscle. So they hold the blood. But when we sit down, it fall. Now, the blood behind here, the blood vessel behind here, it don't flow very well. It take a long time to go through. And we sit on again, the pulse here, femoral pulse, full. So now all the major blood go down very hard to come back.
Okay.
And that is what causing so many problems.